Hello guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be solving 581A Vasya the Hipster. So this is a math/implementation problem. One day Vasya the Hipster decides to count how many socks he had. It turns out that he had A. red socks and B. blue socks. According to the latest fashion, hipsters should wear the socks of different colors. A red one on the left foot, a blue one on the right foot. Every day, Vasya puts on a new socks in the morning and throws them away before going to bed as he doesn't want to wash them. Vasya wonders, what is the minimum number of days when he can dress fashionable and wear different socks? And after that, for how many days can he then wear the same socks until he either runs out of socks or cannot make a single pair from the socks he's got? Can you help him? So our input is A and B, and it's going to be between 1 and 100. All right, one representing the red socks and the other one representing the blue socks. So it says that print two space-separated integers, the maximum number of days when Vasya can wear different socks, and the number of days when he can wear the same socks until he either runs out of socks or cannot make a single pair from the socks he's got. Keep in mind that at the end of the day, Vasya throws away the socks that he's been wearing on that day. Alright, so this problem is a 600 category problem, which means that it's just another implementation. You read the problem, it's pretty straightforward. So in this case, we know that pair of socks, right, between the two pairs is going to give us how many pairs, right, he can put together that are of different colors. And after that, what we need to do is take the maximum number of pairs minus the minimum number of pairs, and we divide that by 2 because pairs means 2, right? All right. So in this case, for example, on the first input, he has 3 red socks and only 1 blue sock. So he can match 1 blue socks to 1 red socks, and after that, he's just gonna have 2 red socks. So for the mismatched pairs, he can only go do it once. And since we're taking 3 minus 1, right, it's gonna give us 2. So 2 divided by 2 is gonna give us 1. So for the mismatch, he can go 1, and for the regular pairs, he can go 1 set. Okay. In the second problem, he can have 2 mismatch, and then what's left over is just 1. Well, 1 divided by 2, since we're dealing with integers, is going to be 0 because 1 can divide 2. All right. We're not talking about we're talking about whole numbers here and not floating points or doubles. Right, so he can have 2 mismatched pairs and 0 regular pairs. Then we come to 7 and 3. So in this case, he can have 3 mismatched pairs, and then the leftovers are going to be 4. So 4 divided by 2 to create a set of pairs, right, is going to be 2 because 2 socks make a pair. All right, so with that said and done, let's just go ahead and code this. I created a class using code blocks, and this is pretty much the name of the problem. And what we're going to do is include stdio page, and we can make a type def for let's do unsigned short. That should be enough for the input. Call this issue. Well, we need 2 things. We need to get a min and a max function. So I'm just going to go ahead and define those because we don't have those functions in C. All right, so I'll do issue A and issue B. That's the min, and then we just need 1 for the max. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it, and change the name to max. All right, so now what we can do is just create main after the prototypes. And in this case, let's just go ahead here and define this function at the bottom. All right, so in this case, we're just going to return, if A is less than B, then we return A. Else we return B. And we can copy this for the max. B here. Change this to max. And what we can just do is flip the sign. So if A is greater, then we return A, else B is greater. All right, so in this case, what we want to do is keep track of the red socks, so blue socks, and the minimum. So we're going to create the minimum. So we're going to create a variable for red, one for blue, right? And we need one for the minimum number of socks. So just call this one min. Let's see. Let's call it min value, right? Let's call this. No, let's call this min mixed, all right? For a mixed pair, and then we're gonna have one for regular pairs. All right. So now what we need to do is take in the value. So we're gonna say scanf, and we can do percent issue, percent issue, and then we gotta take in the red and blue socks. So we're gonna say ampersand, comma, ampersand, blue. Okay. So now that we have this, we just need to get the minimum mix. The minimum mix is just going to be so min underscore mix is going to equal min, which is just going to be our function, and we're going to take the minimum between the red and the blue. All right. So that should give us our mix. So the number of days that you can actually wear the mix is going to be the minimum between the red socks and the blue socks. Okay. Now what we can do is just print that out. So we're going to do printf. We're going to do percent issue space, because we need that space there, and then we're going to pass in mixed underscore min underscore mixed. Right, and then for the second one, what we need to do is for the regular pairs, it's going to equal to. So what we got to do is take the max, right, of the two pairs. So this is going to be the red and the blue, and what we want to do is we want to subtract that from the minimum number of socks, which is going to be our min mixed. Right, and then we want to divide that by 2, because socks comes in pairs of 2, and then we can go ahead and print that. So I'm going to do percent issue, and just do a /n here, and then we're going to pass in our regular pair. All right. And this should be it for the solution for this problem. Now we can go ahead and look at the inputs. So we have 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's run this. So we have 3 and 1, and it gives us 1, 1, right? So that's correct. And then for, I think it was 2, 3. So for 2 and 3, we get 2, 0. And then for, I think it was 7 and 3. So 7 and 3, we get 2, 3. which matches the 3-2 here. All right, so the 3-2 here. All right, so you see 3-2, 3-2. All right, so we can see that this actually works. Now let's just go ahead and copy the code and submit it, and this should be it for this problem. So let's copy, go back to Codeforces, go to the Submit tab, and submit the problem. I'll paste it here and submit. All right, and the problem has been accepted. All right, guys, this will be it for this tutorial. I'll see you guys.